Hi guys, we are Lei Tao and Ngọc Tú from Group 12, and today we are going to introduce to you the rise and fall of dynasty in ancient China. Without further ado, let's start off with Sui dynasty presented by Tao.
The Sui dynasty ruled China from 581 to 618 CE. It wasn't a long reign, but it was a very influential one. China had been divided for nearly 400 years, and the Sui were the first to finally reunify it. This led to rapid for major growth in years to come. In 581, after the death of the Emperor Sun, a northern Zhou official by the name of Yang Yang defeats General Yu Yiyang, seizes power, kills 59 Zhou princes, and establishes the Sui dynasty as Emperor Wen. Sui Wendi was ambitious and bold. He oversaw civil service reforms, developed new law codes, bans weapons from the cities, and restore law and order. He also implements massive building projects meant to strengthen China's infrastructure. In 589, after gathering together 518,000 soldiers along the Yangtze River, Emperor Wen ordered them to invade Nanjing, the capital of the Qin dynasty. The troops quickly destroyed the city, forced the Qin emperor to surrender, and finally unified China for the first time in centuries. In 604, Wen dies, Emperor Yang rises. After the death of Emperor Wen and his eldest son, his youngest son, Yang Wang, assumed the throne as Emperor Yang. Emperor Yang Ti expanded even further upon his father building projects, even completing the rebuilding of Great Wall. His biggest projects, however, was the completion of the Rhine Canal, just artificial river in the world. In 612, in an attempt to increase the size of his empire, Emperor Yang sent his military to Goguryeo, one of the three formidable kingdoms of Korea. This campaign failed and resulted in the destruction of many Chinese cities. As a result of this, agitated citizens began to speak of rebellion. In 618, Emperor Yang is assassinated. Overseeing the chaos and destruction brought about by the rebel forces, as well as Emperor Yang's failure to stop them. One of Yang's advisors assassinated him. Riots proceeded to break out corrupt the nation as rebel forces increased their numbers. In 618, the Sui dynasty collapses. Despite his best efforts, Wang Li, the successor of Emperor Yang, fails to quell the rebellion, corrupt China, and is unable to unite the nation. As rebellions morph into more formal, capable factions and gains more power, the Sui dynasty officially collapses.
After the collapse of Sui dynasty, the Tang dynasty was established in 618, lasted for almost 300 years, and ended in 907. It was a confident and cosmopolitan period, a time when culture flourished as ever before. Under the Tang, China reached its greatest territorial extent, and its capital, Chang'an, was the greatest city in the world, with a population over 1 million at a time when Rome held only 6,000. Chang'an was the culture center of Asia. So how did the Tang become such a venerable dynasty? Let's figure out. After an impressive victory led by Li Yuan in 617, there was conflict in the royal household. After killing off a few brothers and pushing his father aside, Li Shimin, also known as Taizong, the second emperor of the dynasty, made it to the throne. He started up as most new rulers by introducing reforms. He restored the system of schools and universities, created new law code, set up an office to compile the history of the preceding 4th century, redistributed the land to peasantry, consolidated a system of national defense, and put in place a system of taxation that was equitable to all. The Tang oversaw a huge territorial expansion, which enlarged Chinese borders farther than ever before. The sphere of influence now spread officially as far as North Vietnam in the south, Kashmir in the west, and North Korea in the northeast. There was an interregnum in the Tang period when Wu Zetian, the China's only empress, ruled the land. For almost 30 years, she ruled from behind the scene, and in 690, after the death of her husband Taizong, she took the throne herself for 15 prosperous years. When she died, it did not take long for an emperor to reassert his power. Her successor, Ming Huang, was called the Brilliant Emperor because he presided over an era of glittering culture when literature, painting, architecture, textiles, and ceramics reached new heights. However, the prosperous period of arts and beauty also made the emperor fall in love with young Gui Fei, a lady who held unparalleled beauty. The ill-fated love led the emperor to neglect the state's affairs and allow his government to fall into corruption and incompetence. This helped to bring about the rebellion of An Lushan, which was the bloodiest rebellion in the Chinese history. The rebels began in 752 and over the next decade devastated country and almost destroyed the Tang dynasty. The Tang dynasty survived more than a century after that, but its glory days were over.
After the dissolution of the central government's control of the Tang Empire, the 10th century CE in China was marked by great political instability. Almost as soon as one military commander seizes control, his rule would be undercut by infighting and cupbeatas. His pardon repeated frequently in the 5 northern and 10 southern kingdoms into which the Tang Empire had dissolved. In 960, when the general Yao Wangyin seizes control of Pian, modern Kaifeng, he appeared to be just another warlord making a bid for power. That's the manner in which Chao, known to history by the reigning Emperor Tu, ruled from 960 to 976, managed to consolidate power, demonstrate that he was a masterful politician, and transited as well as a brilliant military commander. When he died in 976, however, his successor found it difficult to keep the peace with foreign threats. The Zhechen to the north, with whom the Song allied against the Liao, was a troll that broke the Song in two. In the late northern Song period, corruption flagged the government and the regime declined. In 1127, a disaster war led the Zhechen state to capture the Song Emperor and establish its old Jin Empire in the north. And remaining member of the Song established a new capital at Guangzhou and began the Southern Song period. The Southern Song was smaller, flourished again, and it seemed the dynasty would last forever. Southern Song later even had friends in Mongols, and would quickly become a global force unlike any the world had seen. It was during this time that many of the Song's greatest inventions came about. In 1235, the Mongols attacked the Song dynasty in their quest to conquer much of Asia, and Mongol preps allied with the Song dynasty to attack the Jin Empire. When this alliance collapses, the Mongols begin to attack the Song China, but the Chinese are able to withstand many parties with their military power and advanced weaponry. In 1276, the Song dynasty ends after decades of attack from the Mongols, who had named themselves to Yuan dynasty under Kublai Khan. The Song dynasty finally crumbles.
The dynasties may officially end due to the impact of numerous elements. However, the main cause of falling from the Golden Ages is inequality. Under the rule of Sui and Tang emperors, distance among stratifications in social class was enlarged. The people were dissatisfied with the emperor ignoring the state's affair and giving inequitable policies. Therefore, they initiated bloody rebellions to reclaim their rights. So this is the end of our video. Thank you for your attention.